What's up, y'all? It's EKM, aka Wichita Promo, and you here watching the Balcony Talk with the 316 Project. We'll go ahead and get into it. Let's see. When did you take up the pen, and when did you know you wanted to take music seriously? So, it really started, I started writing back in like early high school, like freshman year. I've been into music my whole life, and I got into just like writing lyrics in a notepad, but I never really thought that I could like make music and perform. So it was really just writing in a notebook for the longest time. And my guy Keandre went to high school with me. He used to rap in like the pep rallies and everything at South High. And I just freestyled in front of him one day, and he's the one who told me like, bro, you good, you could really do this. And that's what made me take it serious. I started actually trying to put together songs, started trying to learn FL Studio engineering and producing. And I think I really gave up on it when I was probably like 18 years old. And I started making a YouTube channel, skating and stuff with my homie Dalton. He passed away when we were 18, and I was just kind of lost, didn't know what to do anymore. And Keandre is the one who brought me back in and was like, bro, you're really good. You should really do this. Been at it ever since, dropping music. But it all started in high school, just rapping with Keandre for real. All right. Are there any stereotypes against rappers that you actively push against? Definitely. I think the main stereotype is that it comes with certain different types of rap too. Rap is such a huge genre now. There's so many different sounds, so many different types of rappers. But at least in Wichita, we definitely have like a big drill and trap scene. And I think with that, there's this stereotype that those artists are like inhuman. Like there's this weird like bravado, like real tough guy kind of energy that comes with it. You know what I mean? And I understand that that's part of the music, and that's what a lot of the bars are. But if you meet these guys, a lot of them are still really cool, respectful dudes. And a lot of like venues in town, for example, will turn us down because they hear the music and just think, oh, this is a violent person. He from the streets. In reality, they be the coolest, nicest dudes in town sometimes. So I really hate that stereotype that they run with. I wish that I'm actively trying to change that with the Wichita promo page for sure. What type of impact are you trying to make with your music, and who do you make music for? So I've been making music like 2.5 years now. I'm still kind of trying to figure this one out for real. In the beginning, I think I was really just kind of having fun with it. Homies would send me beats. If I thought it sounded cool and I thought I could flow on it, I would get on it. And I would say whatever I thought made the song fit, it sounded right. Not that I was lying and bullshitting on my music, but at the same time, it wasn't necessarily me all the time. It was me like playing a version of me. And I think one day when it really turned for me, I was leaving Fever after a show that I didn't perform at or nothing. I walked out of the club, and there was like a group of little like 15, 16-year-old kids, and they came up, oh, you're EKM, you're that dude that raps. And one of them pulled out their gun. And if you know me, you know a song. I have a song called All the Smoke featuring Maj True. One of my favorite songs to this day. But in that song, I say, security pat me down, still got my pole in this bitch. And like I said, I was leaving a show one time, and some 15-year-olds came up to me and said that to me. And one of them was like flashing me his gun. And that was like the first time I realized, like, damn, this has an impact, and I'm fucking up. Like, I'm making these kids think it's cool to act ignorant and flash their guns in public. And that's really when I started trying to really kind of change the lyrics. Not that I won't speak on rough things like that, but don't promote it. Don't make people think it's cool. You know what I mean? You should show the real life side of it, which is shit like that comes with a lot of loss and a lot of stress. It's not worth it. So that definitely got me changing my lyrics and trying to make a different impact. I don't really know who I make music for yet. I guess just people that feel the same way I do, Kind of trying to learn that still. What's some advice you would give to an up-and-coming artist in Wichita? Believe in yourself to the fullest extent. I think a lot of dudes here in town say they believe in themselves, but I don't see it. I feel like if you believe yourself, you're pushing this on another level. If you really believe in yourself, I should be seeing videos of you rapping every single day. I should be seeing you up and down my feed. I should be seeing you pop out to every single show and event in the city, networking. Even if you're not performing, just meeting people. I should see you going out of your way to try to make new connections and collaborate in the city. So I think just really believing in yourself and pushing it as hard as you can. Treat this like it's a 9-to-5 job. And I think the other thing would just be with that, as you grow, watch the ego. Keep the ego in check. I think some ego is necessary in this. You got to believe in yourself. You got to really feel like you're the hardest. But at the same time, I think a lot of artists here in town kind of kill their relationships with that. They speak on it a little too much. They act a little too arrogant, and they kind of turn people off. And then they start, that motion that they built up for so long and worked towards starts slipping off because their relationship starts slipping. So you definitely got to watch your ego and watch how you talk to people. But, just work hard and collaborate. That's the key for real. How would you describe the Wichita music scene? It's crazy right now. I think it's gonna explode really soon. I'm super excited about the Wichita music scene because obviously I've been tapped in with the Wichita hip hop scene for a few years now. We've got hundreds of local rappers that I listen to. I'm a big fan of a lot of artists here in town. There's people that I listen to more than famous people, If you go to my Spotify Wrapped, it's a lot of locals in there. But at the same time, lately I've been tapping in with like the metal scene, like pop bands, and we got some crazy stuff here. It's opening my eyes. There's thousands of talented musicians in this city, and I feel like it's where it's lacking is more on the promotion side. The talent is here, and I'm not even 100% putting this on the artists because a lot of it comes down to us promoters, DJs, venues. I think we're the ones that are kind of lacking right now. The talent is here, but they're not getting put into the right places. They're not on the right stages. They're not getting the right eyes because I think there's a lot of gatekeeping going on. And I think that's really what's going to change it. It's going to take promoters to step forward and push who they think is talented, not who they think is popular. But we getting there. The talent is crazy. Every year more stuff pops up. So I think we're on the right track. And I truly believe within the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to be one of the major music cities like Atlanta, New York, LA, all that. So we on our way for sure. What does your dream collaboration look like? So this one's tough. I got a lot of them, really. I would love to work with a ton of people, obviously. There's a ton of people that inspire me, but the main two I would say would be Boldy James. He inspires me just off consistency. I've never seen anybody drop as much music as that man. I feel like it's a new album every week, and it's always crazy. And the other one would be Mike. So Mike was a huge inspiration to me in the way that I write. I really like his flows and his rhyme schemes. I study them, and in the beginning I was almost trying to copy him. And I've seen Mike 3 times live now. Best performer I've ever seen. And when I saw him in Kansas City with Bandini, shout out to Bandini, I got to meet Mike after the show and chop it up with him. And I told him, no weird shit. I've been manifesting it for years. I'm going to work my ass off until you know who I am, and we're going to have a song one day. And he was such a cool dude. He responded. He was like, I know we will, bro. I already see it. You here right now. And that shit has motivated me for the past year and a half. I've been going crazy since then. I just seen him live again a couple weeks ago. Came home, wrote 20 songs. There's nothing like that motivation. So one day I'm going to have a song with Mike. So look out for that for sure. What do you love most about hip-hop, and what do you think it needs less of? So the thing I love most about hip-hop personally is I love the rawness in it, and I love the lyricism. I feel like the best lyricism tends to come from hip-hop. But also, right now, I hate when I hear people talk about the golden era of hip-hop. Right now is the best time hip-hop's ever been in. There's never been a time where hip-hop has been better to me because there's such a wide range of sounds and styles. I feel like a lot of people hate on hip-hop now because they think of the 90s as the golden era of lyricism. You're just not listening to the right people. There's still the Griseldas, the Boldy James, the Mikes, the Earl Sweatshirts, the Currencies. There's still the, Rome Streets, Mac Homies, all these dudes who got crazy elite lyricism. And then we also got this whole side of the Lil Uzis and the Playboy Cardis and the completely different vibes. There's so many different pockets of hip-hop, and they're all considered the same genre, which is crazy to me. So I think the thing I love the most about hip-hop right now is just the versatility, the diversity in it. You can be anybody and get into hip-hop right now. It's crazy. And I guess the thing I would say that hip-hop needs less of right now, both mainstream but even more in the city, I would say is just ego, first of all. People feeling like they're better than everybody else. We all came from the same shit. We're all working for the same goals. But also, I think just people riding waves and playing characters. I think, hip-hop has a very macho, tough kind of energy to it a lot of times. And I think a lot of people slip into feeling like they have to be like that. and they're not that in real life, and that's fine. So I think just people need to learn how to be themselves more, especially here in Wichita. It's a lot of artists that it's a lot of tough guy talking the lyrics, which is fine, but in person they're not that, which is also fine. Like I said, you don't have to be that. I just wish people were more comfortable in being themselves and not trying to impress everybody for real. What does your creative process look like? So it can be kind of slow. I know a lot of artists here in town that freestyle or like punch in their songs bar by bar. I personally write. I can punch in every once in a while, but I'm never as impressed with the results in the end. I really like to write, so typically I'll get sent a beat from one of the homies like Dutch or Soho. They'll send me a beat. I'll probably honestly walk around smoking, listening to it for, 20, 30 minutes, just getting the vibe, everything that I want to say, the flows, and I kind of like, I'll kind of almost like mumble over it, if that makes any sense. I'll play the beat, and I'll just like mumble the flow to myself and then fill in words. But I write really slow. A lot of times I really I literally write with a pen and pad, so it's a real slow process with me. A lot of people will send me songs and expect it to be back like that, and I can get a verse back to you pretty quick if I'm forcing it, but I prefer to sit with the song and really think about it, even when it's not like a deep song, because I probably overthink it. I want every bar to hit in some way or another. How do you stay focused between being an artist, promoter, and podcaster? I'm really just now kind of figuring out how to do all that, because I don't have a team. I think a lot of people think that there's like a whole team of people editing and doing stuff for me. Everything on EKM and Wichita Promo except the beats and the engineering is me. I've done everything. I've put everything together. I do all the organizing, all the planning, all the editing, promoting, everything. It's tough. It gets really difficult. But I think the only thing that keeps me going for real is just the support that I get from everybody. That keeps me motivated and keeps me on it every day. I wake up every day to DMs of, I get the crazy hateful ones too, but I get so many loving DMs. People hitting me up, thanking me for everything that I do. When I go out to events like Riverfest that I went to yesterday, people are coming up and shaking my hand and taking pictures with me, and that really motivates me. So I just stay so busy. I don't sleep no more. I wake up every day, and the first thought in my head is, what can I do? I got to post some content. And the writing is easy. I don't think I'm so in love with music that's never going to go away no matter how busy I get. I'm always coming up with lyrics. So the Wichita promo side is the difficult part, but the love that I get from y'all is what motivates me to keep going and keep working at it for real. How important is community to you as a creative? It's everything. Like I was just saying in the last one, the love that you get is like really the motivation for everything. But also I think not only in terms of like motion and how you grow as an artist, collabing is like the best way to do that. The best way to grow is collaborating with people in and out of state. You kind of scoop up each other's fan bases and stuff like that. But also outside of just like gaining motion and networking, it helps at least me personally, it helps my creative process so much to have another person to work with. Bouncing ideas off of each other. Also, if you can handle the ego in the right way, having like a little bit of like friendly competition can really help you grow as well. Steel sharpens steel. As long as you're not getting emotional with it, it's great to have somebody like Laylo Holmes who's sitting over here off camera. Anytime I'm gonna make a song with him, anytime that I know I'm gonna be in a room working with him, I gotta step it up even harder because he goes so crazy. I can't look stupid on the song next to him, So all that really helps, man. It helps the creativity and it helps the networking as well. I think community is everything for real. And build you a team. It's really difficult to build a team. I ain't done it myself yet. I got people that I have that, help me here and there, but I'm still doing everything myself. I've been trying so hard to build a team. That's the hardest part. But if you can get people that you trust around you that are hardworking, keep them. What keeps you going when things get hard? So again, it comes back to just like the love that people show me, definitely. And a lot of it is also my brother Dalton, who passed away when we were 18. He always used to tell me I was talented with this stuff, and we had a goal in the very beginning when we were teenagers. When we started up the YouTube channel, we were skating together. We were building skateboards and selling them to people. Our whole goal was to just make a living off of what we love. We were both kind of the type of people, we hate 9-to-5 jobs. We can't keep a job to save our fucking lives. So I want to do what I love, And I also want to be able to have my family in that same situation. I'm tired of watching my mom struggle with jobs. I'm tired of watching my sisters struggle. And I also want to keep that same energy now that my bro Dalton has passed away. It's a big goal of mine to pay off his parents' houses as well since he's not here. So that's really like a daily motivation for me. Shout out They Envy Kinsey. She did the tattoo. This was our logo that we put on the skateboards, DEP. And I look down at that every single morning, and that's like a big motivation to keep going because he's not here anymore to make his goals and dreams come true, so somebody's got to do it for him. You feel me? And last question. What are some of your biggest music influences coming up? So early on, it was all over the place for real. I'm a big music nerd. I listen to everything. So early on, when I was like a little kid, Lil Wayne was the first artist I got big into. I remember being like 5, 6 years old. My mom taking me to Best Buy to go buy the Carter 3 and The Block Is Hot on CD. And that was a crazy moment. I used to listen to those every single day as a kid. My mom was pissed because Lil Wayne was so vulgar. But that was like the big introduction to hip hop. I remember when I was like 5, 6 years old also, I was big into that Chris Brown album. The debut. It was like the self-titled. That shit was so crazy back in the day. That's really when I fell in love with music, was like that time period right there, mainly Wayne. And then as I got older, it really kind of changed. I started getting into like metal music when I was like an early teenager and I started skating. I got into like bedroom pop, stuff like that when I was a teenager, and I started hanging out at parties and smoking and stuff. And when I started rapping, the main influences were like Boldy James, Mike, Currency, Earl Sweatshirt, that kind of vibe. And I think my style is just kind of a blend of all of that. I think the biggest criticism I get as EKM is that I can't stick with a sound. But I think that's why. I think I grew up on so many different genres and I'm so indecisive about music. If you hang out with me, I have a new favorite artist every single week. I can't stick with anything. I have terrible ADHD about the music. And I think you kind of hear that in my songs, especially with the stuff that's getting ready to come out. It's going to shock people. I'm all over the place. I can't decide anything with music. So right now, the biggest inspirations are Mike and Boldy James, but that answer changes almost every week for real. And that was the last question. Appreciate y'all for listening. You can find me on all platforms at EKM Music on all socials. Also tap in with my page, Wichita Promo 316 on all platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, everything. We going crazy with it. That's where I tap in and promote local musicians, local artists, athletes, all of that. So make sure you tap in with your city. And with that being said, appreciate y'all for watching. That was another conversation with the Balcony Talk with the 316 Project. Appreciate y'all.